all this about no bags. They said exactly the same thing at the fall garden tour, and everyone had bags.
Everyone had bags. Okay, they just
They might enforce it. They might enforce it more vigorously this time because of all the fence jumping that's gone on lately. But people had bags. Because I went to the garden tour and I didn't bring a bag, which is, if you're wandering around DC, that's a fairly infuriating thing, not to have your purse or whatever.
And there's nowhere to stash it. It's not like you can leave it somewhere. I mean, you leave a bag around the White House somewhere, and they're gonna clear the area, they clear the perimeter, and send a robot in to blow it up.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
All right. So, I was saying that I've made fun of the garden, once or twice, but I'm gonna miss it. I think they, as you have persuasively argued here, Mrs. Obama has had an outsized influence on how Americans eat and think about food. And it's a solid legacy.
Yeah, and frankly, if you garden at all, and I'm sure a lot of your listeners probably do garden.
They do.
It's a beautiful, amazing garden, and it's probably the most famous vegetable garden in the world at this point. Seriously. It's had, presidents and prime ministers stroll through it, princesses, in addition to being used to feed the first family and ostensibly used as state dinners. And about a third of it goes to Miriam's Kitchen, which feeds the homeless. So it's really an extraordinarily, sort of intersectional symbol of food in America.
Eddie Gaiman Cohen is executive editor of Obama Foodorama. You can follow her on Twitter at Obama Foodorama. For more information about the final Obama Spring Garden Tour, check out her blog, Obama Foodorama. Eddie's working on a book. Eddie, thank you so much.
Oh, thanks, Julie. Also, there's a link on the top of my Twitter page for tour information.
Oh, great. Okay. Yeah, there you go. And the tours are open. The tours are open to the public, but you need a ticket, so check it out. Eddie, thank you for joining us. Great to chat with you.
You too. Take care.
Take care. Everyone kept asking Eddie Gaiman Cohen if she was going to change the name of her blog, Obama Foodorama, to, I don't know, Cruise Food News or something like that, if there was, corresponding to the next president of America. And she was like, yeah, no, I'm going to write a book. So that's happening. Speaking of book and First Lady and Obama, you guys, new book by Kate Anderson Brower claims that Mrs. Obama wanted Vice President Joe Biden to run for president. The rivalry between Obama and Hillary Clinton was so vicious, it left deep and lasting scars on both the Clinton and Obama camps, and they are still shockingly fresh. Kate Anderson Brower writes in her new book, First Women, The Grace and Power of America's...
3 pallies, Jira. I'm not that hungry anyway. The old woman gave Qui-Gon, Padme, and Jar Jar their pallies and took the coins from Anakin. A gust of wind whipped down the street, rattling the framework of poles and causing the awning to billow. A second gust, and dust swirling in all directions. Jira rubbed her arms with her gnarled hands. Gracious, my bones are aching. There's a storm coming, Annie. You'd better get home quick. The wind gusted in a series of sharp blasts that sent sand and loose debris flying. Anakin glanced at the sky, then at Qui-Gon. Do you have shelter? He asked. The Jedi Master nodded. We'll head back to our ship. Thank you again, my young friend, for... Is your ship far? The boy interrupted hurriedly. All around them, shopkeepers and vendors were closing and shuttering windows and doors, carrying goods and wares inside, wrapping coverings over displays and boxes. It's on the city's outskirts, Padme answered, turning away from the stinging gusts of sand. Anakin took her hand quickly, tugging on it. You'll never reach the outskirts in time. Sandstorms are very, very dangerous. Come with me. You can wait it out at my home. It's not far. My mom won't mind. Hurry! The With the wind howling all about them and the air clouded with sand, Anakin Skywalker shouted goodbye to Jira and led his newly adopted charges down the street in a rush. On the outskirts of Mos Espa, Obi-Wan Kenobi stood near the nose of the Nubian as the wind gathered force, whipping at his robe, tearing across the broad expanse of the Tatooine desert. His troubled eyes looked off into the distance where Mos Espa was beginning to